guys, so welcome back to your next lesson. I hope that you completed your homework because it's really important for you to complete the worksheets that I put underneath these videos for you to download, because it's not going to help you unless you do the work as well. Just listen to me talk is not going to be enough. Okay, you have to actually put the work in. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our next part. So we're going to be focusing on turning your art into a product or service that people actually buy. Okay, now that you understand why people buy, let's move on to the next step: developing a product or service that either directly or indirectly sells your art while actually meeting people's needs. Let's to help break this down, I'm going to use an example. So we're going to use a fictional student named Holly. This is Holly. Holly is made by AI. Okay. So Holly is a photographer. Holly loves to take photos of food, especially fruit. Her whole Instagram is just filled with fruit. It's filled with apples, oranges, strawberries, and whatever type of backgrounds and places that she wants to take them. She plays around with it, but her thing is taking pictures of fruit. So when she initially started, Holly decided, I want to take pictures of fruit in like crazy backgrounds and stuff like that, and I want to sell prints on Etsy, right? So she started doing that. Now Holly wasn't making that much money. She might get a couple PDFs printouts here and there. Like she was selling them for like $5, so she might make $15 here, $20 here, $5 here, $10 here, but that just wasn't enough. So Holly wants to take it a step further, and she wants to actually create a sustainable income from her talent of taking fruit photography. Okay. I know y'all like fruit photography. Yes, I chose fruit photography because I just wanted to choose something that's that's like plain and kind of like mind joggling. Like I want you guys to think like, how can you make money off something like fruit photography? Like, who cares about fruit photography? You know, Holly cares about fruit photography. Holly cares about fruit photography. So since Holly cares about that, I'm going to teach Holly how to make the world care about fruit photography. Okay. So let's break this down. Okay. Let's break this down. What should she do? So the first thing Holly needs to do is identify what kind of business that she wants to do. So Holly watched my first video and she decided that she wants to work, but she doesn't want to work that hard. So she wants to choose the emotional. She wants to choose the emotional. Let's see. Holly wants to choose. So because Holly doesn't want to work that hard, Holly wants to choose the emotional need based. Okay. So Holly wants to choose the emotional need based business. So if you you shouldn't be here if you ain't see the first video. Now, with the emotional based business, like I said, you have love, you have faith, you have grief, you have a whole bunch of things. But we're gonna say Holly wants to choose the okay. So Holly decides she wants to choose the emotional. Okay, so now what should Holly do that she wants? So Holly decides she doesn't want to work that hard. So what Holly decides to do is Holly decides to use the emotional based business the emotional based business plan. So she rather and not do that much work, but still make a little bit of passive income. She really don't care about, retiring herself or nothing like that. She just want to make a couple thousand a month. You know what I'm saying? Take herself on some trips. Okay, so she's going to choose emotional based because it's going to be easier and she can get to her goal faster. So what kind of emotional based business can she do? Okay, so again, emotional based businesses are things that make people feel something. They don't necessarily need it, but it makes them feel something. So it meets some type of emotional need that they have. So the emotional need that I want Holly to play on is the need for beauty. So beauty is an emotional need. Beauty is an emotional need. Now, beauty can fall in the love category. You get what I'm saying? So I know I didn't say, like in the first video, I didn't mention beauty, but beauty falls in the love category because people want to be beautiful because they want to be loved. You get what I'm saying? So just Bear with me now. So beauty. So she's going to focus on beauty, quote unquote love. Okay? This is what she's going to focus on, right? Now, how can she take this a step further? Before we start developing her product, how can she take this a step further? Because remember what I was saying. I was saying that it's good if you can turn your business into one or the other, but it's even better. It's even better if you can turn your business into both, right? So how could she make this emotional need for beauty and love into a need-based business? What she can do is she can add a health aspect to it. So what she can do is she can add a health aspect to it. So we're going to write that down. Make sure you guys are writing this down with me as well. I take you through this. She's going to add a health aspect to her product. Okay. So a product that I would suggest for Holly would be lip gloss. So lip gloss would be the product that I suggest for Holly. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. So, because lip gloss is not something a need, it's not a survival need. It is an emotional need because it falls into the love and beauty category. People want to be beautiful because they want to be loved. Okay, they want to be loved by a significant other. They want to be loved by the world. They want to be seen as beautiful, as desirable. Right? How can we make this a health aspect? Make sure it's a lip gloss that has healthy properties in it. So maybe her lip gloss solves problems. So we're going to put um we're going to put, okay, we're going to put, that it solves a health issue. So because Holly's lip gloss solves a health issue, now she can add a survival need to her. She could add a survival need to her product. Okay. So what kind of health issues can lip gloss solve, if you might ask? Okay, dry, cracked lips, dry lips, um, discoloration, dry crack, and cracked lips. Okay, so now her lip gloss is not only an emotional need because it's catering to wanting to be beautiful, it also solves a health need. So she pushes that her lip gloss not only helps you become more beautiful, it also solves the issue of dry cracked lips. And some people really have like chronic dry cracked lips to the point where their lips be like blistering and cracking and stuff like that, and then be bleeding. Like some people really definitely had that. So if she could find a formula, which we're gonna get to in a moment, to solve that, that'd be great. Also, she can look at health benefits as well, like people who have like herpes and stuff like that. She could, if she want to really go ham, she can do her research and figure out what lip problems that people have, most common lip problems, and she wants to incorporate that into her lip gloss. So that way, now it solves an emotional and it solves a survival issue. Okay. So now you're like, okay, she has lip gloss. She has lip gloss. She has lip gloss. What does lip gloss have to do with fruit art? This is exactly what it has to do with. So now what she's going to do, what Holly's going to do is she is going to create a lip gloss line that is fruity scented, right? Fruity scented, and it solves the issue of having chronic dry cracked lips. Okay, so now we're at the fruit. So now what she's gonna do is she's gonna open fruity two Tootie. I think that's how you spell Tootie. We're just gonna say Fruity Tootie. That's what we're gonna name her business, right? So now she took both of these aspects. She took both of these aspects and she's created a business called Fruity Tootie out of both of these aspects, right? And they both solve the problem of being fruity, and they both solve the problem of dry cracked lips and beauty. Keep that in mind, right? So now the fruity in it is where her pictures come in. Her pictures come into fruity because now what she can do is she can take her art, her fruit art. So I'm using another colored marker so you guys can know what I'm saying. So now she can take her fruit art, and I'm gonna put a visual here on the screen so y'all can see, like a little visual on the screen. So now she could take her fruity art and she can incorporate it into her business. So now she takes her fruity art and she incorporates into her business, right? So now we're gonna put in, this is supposed to be, I was gonna try to draw a cherry, but a cherry should be small at the top and big at the bottom. This is a cherry, y'all. Don't mind my little doodles. Okay. So now her fruit art works for Fruity Tooty, which is her business. So works for. Okay, so now her fruity art works for Fruity Tooty, which is her business. Her treat your art as an employee towards your business. So now your art is an employee to your business, right? Per the visual that I just showed you, her fruity art is a employee of Fruity Tooty, which is her lip gloss line, right? It's working for her lip gloss. Okay, what is her fruity art doing for Fruity Tooty? So now let me go ahead and write down, and I'm gonna show you guys. I wish I had a bigger I did have a bigger board, but it did not fit where I wanted to film at in here, so I just had to use this one. So now we're going to put we named her business Fruity Tooty Lip Gloss, right? And she has her fruity art is her employee. Okay, so her fruity art, we're gonna put her fruity art is now her employee of this business. Now you want to give your employee a job. So your employee a job, which is technically your art. So now you want to give your art a job. So what are we going to give her art a job to do? Okay, so now her art can be used for a number of different ways. The first way and the most important way is packaging, because packaging is what makes people buy stuff. Packaging. She can use it for packaging. The second is overall marketing. So we're going to put marketing. Okay. So we have packaging and we have marketing. Okay. So, and then the last thing, this is kind of falls in both of them, but let me just put this in here. Storytelling. The storytelling is what sells your product. So that's going to be another, I think I'm going to do another course or ebook on storytelling by itself, because that's a whole class. But basically this is the job of her art. Now she gave her art a job. Each one of these help her, and each one of these we're going to draw arrows, so all of them down. Each of them generate her, what do we want, which is the main goal? Money. So each one of these generate money. So her packaging, her marketing, and her storytelling generates her money. Now, once you get to a certain amount, once you get to a certain level in business, you can actually pay yourself. Like she can actually pay herself outside of what she earns from the business itself, from the product itself. But that's like something that's like more advanced. We just want to keep this video simple. Okay, we're gonna keep this video simple. So here's what I wrote down. This is the plan that I would give Holly. Find or create a lip gloss with fruity scented that helps with dry lips. She doesn't even have to make it herself. What she can do is she can actually wholesale it. So she can find a wholesaler that already sells lip gloss and let them know what type of lip gloss she wants, what flavor she wants, and what she wants the lip gloss to do. And then she could order some samples and choose which sample she wants to go to for her brand, which sample she wants to be her go-to for her brand. All right, so if you're not sure to find wholesale products, please make sure you're watching my YouTube. At some point, I'm going to go over this, okay? Or feel free to reach out and DM me. And if I see it, I'll go ahead and if I see it right in I'll probably see it, but I don't know. If I see it, I'll go ahead and DM you some things. But you can get wholesale really often. You can get wholesale from Etsy. You can get wholesale from AliExpress. You can just type in lip gloss company. There's a lot of different places you can get wholesale from, right? So now what she's going to do is so now here's where the art comes in. She uses her art photography for the packaging, for the labels, for the website design, and for all the marketing content. She becomes her own in-house photographer and creative director, so her art never stops working for her. Instead of selling $20 prints, she's selling 12 to 20, a $12 to $20 product that people reorder constantly, especially as they start to grow and like her product. So also make sure you have a good product. That's why you want to do the test in the beginning, because you want to make sure the product is actually good, because you want it to be something that people continuously buy. You get what I'm saying? Not just one time, because if you sell a print, they're only going to buy that print one time. But if you're selling lip gloss, when they run out, they're going to buy more lip gloss. So you're selling that same art print over and over again, but in a different form. You follow me, guys? So now her art is still front and center, but it's just in a new form. The best part is the more she sells, the more photos she gets to take. So she's basically hiring herself over and over again. All right. So that's how you would turn your product into a emotional / need-based business. So all she did was come up with a business, right? Then give her art a job within that business. And now her art is working 3 different jobs, which is making her more money besides just the art itself. Okay. So that's exactly how you would turn your art into a product-based business that people actually buy. Okay. So now that you've made it through this video, I want you to do the homework down below. Make sure you complete the worksheet before you move on to the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.